And here it is, Warlord Games Black Powder 2nd Edition Waterloo 2-player starter. A great way to get into Napoleonics if that is the era of wargaming that you're interested in. This is definitely a huge box. You can see how thick it is. I'm going to turn this box around. So as you can see, you have quite a lot of figures here. But what comes inside this box is an A5 size rulebook, a quick start guide. You get 12 plastic chasseurs à cheval cavalry for the French side. You also get 48 plastic French infantry, 48 plastic British infantry, 24 plastic Hanoverian infantry that are allied with the British, as well as a 1 metal Royal Artillery 6-pounder cannon and crew. And you get 1 French commander and 1 British commander on foot. Both are metal. You also get bases for everything that comes in this box, and that's quite a lot. And finally, you get 6-sided dice and a reference sheet and casualty counters. So definitely a great set here, and a fantastic entry point for anybody who is new to historical wargaming and is interested in the Napoleonic Wars era. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. So starting off at the top here, you get your Waterloo quick start guide. Gives you the history of the Battle of Waterloo and the forces that were fighting in that battle, the most decisive battle of the Napoleonic Wars. You also get the basic rules for playing the game, the formations, how they want you to base it based on this quick start guide, and then sequence of play and all that fun stuff. So absolutely the first thing that you need to do when you are learning to play Black Powder is to go through this Waterloo quick start guide and kind of learn how to play. Next up, as with most of these 2-player starters, you get an A5 sized rulebook, and on the cover here is the Emperor himself, Napoleon. Great rulebook here. As you can see, everything is full color, gives you all the information you need about the nations that are involved in the Napoleonic Wars. This covers, Black Powder actually covers a wide range of war. However, because this set is specific to the Napoleonic Wars and in closer detail the 100-day campaign which ended in Waterloo. So definitely a great thing to have, great size. A5 is always great size, and it is the full rule book, so it has everything that you need to get started in this type of game. Next up, we have the quick reference sheet, and this just kind of gives you an easy way to look at the rules that are in the quick start guide. Just an easy reference, ranges, command modifiers, all that fun stuff. But if you pull this out, I'm going to unfold this a little bit. Here are your casualty markers. These are the French right here, and then the other side will be the British. So now that you're getting a closer look at the contents of the box, this is filled all the way to the bottom with plastic sprues of all the figures I include in this box. Now, the other thing is, I have opened this box before and I've tried to keep it as fresh as possible, but I really could not get past assembling some of the metal figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the 2 commanders, and we'll get a closer look. Here's the French commander, the tall palm, bicorn hat, sword raised, yelling orders. Definitely a beautiful figure. Looks a little bit more Spanish than he does French, but you know, it is what it is. I may not be using this commander for the French because, like I said, he looks kind of Spanish, and that gives me a general to field or an officer to field if I wanted to start the Spanish. So anyway, here is the British officer. Looks British, has that cavalier attitude. He has an umbrella here, a cigar in hand, and you know, it would be interesting if this was actually a cup of tea, because you know, obviously would be appropriate for this type of officer. But beautiful figure. So next up, I've actually assembled the 6-pounder here. I am missing the I guess the elevator. I dropped it somewhere, can't find it, but you know, if that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me, then it's okay. But like I said, had to assemble this. This looks pretty awesome. Now, the last of the metal components for this set are in this baggie here. Came with the cannon unassembled, but it's the rest of the crew. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all the crew and we can take a closer look at them. All white metal, well detailed, beautiful figures. Alright, that is the metal cannon crew for the 6-pounder, the British 6-pounder. Okay, so you have 48 British line infantry, you have 48 French line infantry in here. You also have 24 Hanoverians and 12 chasseurs à cheval, which are light horse cavalry for the French. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out representatives of all the sprues for the figures that are included in the box, because they are all the same. And then we'll take a closer look at those. Alright, before I go through the sprues here, I wanted to show that this box was packed by Morella, so thank you for Morella for packing this wonderful box of goodies. Okay, first off, let's go with the Hanoverians. So you get 5 sprues of Hanoverians here. There are 5 bodies here. Let me just get this out of the way. There are 5 bodies here on the sprue, and that brings it up to 25 Hanoverians. So you get 1 extra. The box does say 24, but you will have 1 extra. It's quite possible that you can use that for something else. So here's a closer look at the bodies and torsos. And if you notice, the wonderful thing about these Warlord sprues for black powder are the components are 3 pieces. So you get your head, backpack, and your body. Actually, I'll take that back. This particular sprue has epaulets as well. 2 of them. So, but again, and otherwise, it is 3 components for this sprue. Okay, next up, we have the British line infantry sprues. Closer look, you get 10 of these. So the box says you get 48 infantry. You will have 2 extra, so just keep that in mind. 5 torsos to the sprue, 5 backpacks, and a number of different heads. You also get more epaulets. But again, the main portion of the sprue are 3 components, so definitely going to be very easy to put together. Alright, going with the French. So the French have 6 torsos to the sprue, only 3 components to assemble, which will make it fantastically easy to put together. You got a number of different hat options with the palm. You have, like, I think a forging cap here and a guy without a hat on. So beautiful figures, easy to assemble. And then to round out these sprues, you have your chasseurs à cheval, the light horseman cavalry for the French in this set. A few more components, but again, very simple to put together. You got your heads, you have a scabbard with I guess a bag and all that, your saber, a head here. You get 2 torsos per sprue here, and both sides of the body for the horse. So 2 horsemen, or 2 riders, and 2 horses. And you actually get 6 sprues of the chasseurs à cheval, which will make you 12 riders. Absolutely a simple kit to put it together. All plastic makes it look really easy. So that's what you get. So you get 6 sprues of chasseurs à cheval, which will make you 12 horse and rider. You get 8 sprues of the French line infantry. This will get you to 48 line infantry for the French. You get 10 of the British line infantry sprues, which will actually result in 50 line infantry for the British. And then lastly, you get 5 sprues of Hanoverians, which will get you to 25 Hanoverian infantry. That leaves you 1 extra. Box says 24, you get 25. So, and lastly, you get your sprues of bases here. So this infantry sprue here has quite a few 40 I think 40 by 40 square that allow you to put 4 line infantry or Hanoverians to a base, and you should have enough in the box to kit out all of your different line infantry or your soldiers. These are for skirmishers, so you can actually base your skirmishers singly on a 20, I think there's a 20 or 20, yeah, a 20 millimeter base, or a 20 by 40, or a 20 by 60. So if you had skirmishers like British 95th Rifles, or if you had French Voltigeurs, these are the bases that you would probably want to put them on. Okay, so lastly, you have the cavalry bases. These are 50 by 50, which allow you to put 2 horses and riders on each base, and then obviously you have some singles here which you can use for your command. So I mentioned command, and we will talk about that shortly. Alright, while I think the Warlord Games Black Powder 2nd edition 2-player starter Waterloo is a fantastic value, the downside to it, and there is a humongous downside, is that none of the infantry units have command. And when I say command, for those who are unfamiliar with Napoleonics, we're talking about your officers for your battalions. They would be followed up with a drummer and a your banner. So none of that is included on the British or the French side, and that's a big downside, because they'll require you to find command models for your line infantry elsewhere. Perry has some, Warlord even sells some, but the fact that they didn't include it in this box set makes it very difficult to invest further beyond getting more infantry boxes, which will actually do include command. So that's the big bummer of this 2-player starter, getting command for your chasseur, your British line infantry, French infantry, and the Hanoverians. There is no command, so that is a huge bummer, and definitely knocks this 2-player starter down quite a few pegs. So, but if that doesn't matter to you, if you're using this kind of like a pickup game, that you kind of want to learn how to play some sort of Napoleonic but don't want to get into seriously, then that might not be an issue for you. For me though, I'd like to build up from this box, and the fact that I have to buy command will make it a little bit more difficult to do so moving forward. But other than that, a lot of value in this set. You get quite a few figures, you get your bases, you get that A5 size rulebook, which is always a welcome addition to 2-player starters, so they have to carry around the hardback larger version of the rulebook. Get your quick start guide and all that fun stuff, and you do have some wonderful metal figures that are very well detailed that are included in this. The wonderful thing about this box and all of the miniatures that come with this is that they're going to be easy to assemble, because there are only 3 or 4 components that require you to put it together, and that's it. So my son and I definitely going to be playing this. Hopefully we'll get this assembled and painted, and we'll have some black powder action on the channel. But if you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you can see more unboxing videos like this, or battle reports and all that fun stuff from our channel. And if you're interested, go ahead and join our Discord. The link will be in the description below. Welcome chatting with you guys and learn to get to know you, and chit-chatting just about wargaming, historical wargaming specifically. So alright, that's it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more unboxing videos from Wargaming Noob Historical.